1, 2, 3.
Oh, hang on, let's do that again. Look.
Here we are with the Happy Days podcast, the first ever one, isn't it, Koto?
The first ever one. Some exciting business right now.
Are you keen?
I'm very keen, man. There's a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about. We've got even though we're only 24, 23 years old, you know, we got a lot of life experience, I feel. Very wise in our age, you know?
Agree with that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
keen to find out where the podcast goes as well, you know? Like, there's so many ways we could go about this and kind of...
So many things to talk about.
Exactly. Let it blossom by itself, you know?
Exactly. So what's the agenda of this stream? Why a podcast?
Why a podcast? Well, firstly, I want to personally talk about the future of PlusArray, and so what people who listen to us and watch us on Twitch and YouTube, whatever, they kind of know where we're going with it and what's going to happen. And then, you know, just talk about day-to-day lives and get to know us a little bit more aside from just gaming, you know? As people.
I like it. I like the idea. So, PlusArray, what is the future? We've been doing a lot of things. We started... Yeah. I mean, let's... Do you know what? We should talk about why the fuck we even did PlusArray. Right. You know, what it even is. So, those of you that were here, shout out my OGs, since we were streaming off the console, came out of fucking nowhere, doing a reunion video, you know, of Koto and Sen randomly on the fucking Koto and Sen channel, and all that jazz. Basically, you know, we've been content creators quite a long time.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
We've been watching it since we were younger. Obviously, Koto and Sen got inspired off that idea, and we were just doing loads of content. Then it went away for a while, and we came back, and we didn't really know. We knew Twitch was like the next thing, the next big level. You see all these friggin' Twitch streamers these days. I mean, and it's just awesome. It's awesome the amount of content that they have. It's awesome the engagement with the fans that they have. And I think one day I think me and you had just decided it's got to be done. We've got to get into the live streaming game, you know?
Yeah, because we were talking about, let's get back into YouTube. And I was like, look, I've been trying to get back into it. And just by the way, while we were talking then, 6 years ago, that's how long we've been doing it. So
6 years.
Yeah, man.
That's
that's just for me. You've probably done 7, maybe 8 years.
I mean, it must be nearly 10 now, yeah. Because I remember my first YouTube video.
Oh yeah, before that, yeah. Because oh my god,
right?
Yeah, man. Because yeah.
I must have been on the platform almost a decade now of just when I was a kid. I remember it all started for me, right?
Yeah.
This is where I decided I wanted to be a content creator was. It was Christmas, maybe. What year did YouTube come out?
Gosh, 2007? Was it 2006? Maybe a little earlier.
It was around when YouTube first got made, and I had been asking my parents. I was like, "Oh man, I really want a laptop. It doesn't have to be a good one, you know. I just want a laptop that maybe I can play a game on. You know what I mean? Play World of Warcraft was obviously my thing at that time.
Yeah, 2005.
And 2005, I think. Yeah, it might have been a few years after.
Yeah, it got bigger in 2007, 8.
Yeah, when Ray William Johnson was on the platform specifically.
God. Yeah, I remember him. Big time. Big time fan as well back in the day.
Equals 3, all that fucking shit. It was amazing.
Shit, wasn't it?
Man, seeing it for the first time, it blew my fucking mind, right? The idea of... So I wake up one day, I ask for a laptop, boom, I get one. You know, it's this fucking... Shout out Sen, you'll remember this. I had a fucking laptop that was with a Ferrari laptop, right? When you turned it on, it went boom every time it turned on, right? It's fucking awesome. And then I had opened it, you know, it's a couple of days after Christmas. I was watching some videos, found Ray William Johnson, and I was like, wow, this is fucking amazing.
Right.
His content creation from his bedroom. You know, that was the thing that blew my mind.
Yeah, did you know it's like obviously he had a comic book background, but like he's like one of the first people who made it into like you're in the corner of the room rather than it just being a flat background like we do and a lot of other people do. Do you know
yeah.
You know,
yeah,
like,
I didn't know that, but
he tried to make his background so he very, very clever actually, because I was thinking about him the other day and I was like, do you know what? Actually, he was way ahead of his time, especially with regards to how he set up his room. I know it sounds so silly, oh, just a corner, but it allowed him to have that extra space behind him to be something to jump out or make you laugh or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas that flat back, you could see shadows or anything else. This just stopped that. You could have 2 lights there, and that would completely stop that effect.
Destroy all shadow.
Right? And it was just, I don't know, way ahead of its time. And I wonder whether he thinks, oh, man, maybe I should have continued down this endeavor and pushed it a bit more. But I don't know, like OG channels. Do you watch like I know it's a little bit off topic, but like, do you still watch Fail Army?
Yeah, every now and then. Right. I mean, it's been a while since I watched them, but yeah, sure.
Well, firstly, with it, they're just not as funny as they used to be, right? They're less. I don't know. I don't know why it is. Maybe YouTube's changed completely and it's just ruined the whole genre. But like, I don't find them as funny as I used to, and the clips are way shorter than they used to be. You know, like you could sometimes go on there and it'd be like 10-minute, 15-minute of fails. You know, now it's like 4 to 6 minutes, and you're like, I get that you're trying to get retention, but it's not as engaging. And then they try and, I don't know, it's almost as if they've ruined their whole unique area on the platform.
I mean, it's been a while since I've watched something like Fail Army, but there's man, the amount of things that come and go on YouTube,
right?
Fucking insane. Do you know what I mean? And retention and all these things, they have to be looked at because there's so many things wrong with YouTube AdSense and how people get paid. Like a certain word goes on the video, it's shut down. Music's been played for 1 second longer than it should be, you're shut down. You know, you've got a certain font in a video, boom, you are shut down.
True, it's just genuinely true.
It's and it's awful. You know, I remember Coat and Sen having a massive fucking problem with things getting demonetized and things like that, and it's it can be a massive impact for these YouTube channels. But going back to the point on Ray William Johnson, I remember getting the laptop, starting out the old Ferrari laptop, finding him. It blew my mind, him playing in his bedroom and things like that, just like recording some videos in the bedroom. And then another one the one that I think set it off for me was he used to do what was it called? Like Finding New York City. I can't even remember what it's called, but it was his vlog.
Right, I didn't watch any of his vlogs personally, but I know he definitely did some. Yeah,
he did a whole, and that's where like I Fell in Love at the Apple Store came from, like a video he did fucking years ago. And yeah, I was like, okay, I can do this. So I ended up going to, do you know what? I can't remember how it first initialized the conversation, but I seem to remember being like, I want to get a camera and I want to do what Ray William Johnson does. Like, that's what I want to do. You know, I was a kid. I didn't really have an idea of like, oh, I want to make something myself. I want to go about content in a certain way. I was just like, I want to do content, so I'm going to do it. I'm starting to do it right fucking now. It was awful. It was shitty. The videos are really unfunny.
But they weren't though. They were for the time. Like, I remember being in school and seeing you boys, and like, because obviously you're not aware, but because it's the same thing. One day we'll have all 3 of us on a podcast with Sen. And I'll explain my role in the 3-way relationship we have back in the day. But like, I was trying to get on that thing as well with you boys. Like, it was, oh yeah, I'm gonna jump on this and try that out. And Sam was like, right, this is what you gotta do. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I started trying to do it, and I just felt, I was like, you need to get lighting because I can't afford any of that, so I got to find somewhere in the house that's lit. Sorry. And then I got to find like editing software. How the fuck am I going to do that? I haven't got a clue. I never knew how to use a computer at that point. No fucking clue. I played MapleStory. That's what I did.
I know. Starting from the thing can be really daunting, but I'm talking pre-Sen days, like when I was just like, I think I was using Sen as my cameraman for me to just talk at the camera and put up viral videos, just like where Ray William Johnson did. Right. And I did the same for him on that old channel.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, that was the same for me. I tried doing what you boys are doing, but by myself. So I'd like pop on a little camera, an awful old camera, and I'd sit down on a sofa and try it.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. And I think that's what initialized it and what made me want to do some things. And then after that 100 more channels were made. We had this channel, it didn't work out. This channel, it didn't work out. And then this channel, it didn't work out until you know, something got conceptualized that was fairly decent, and then I just never got off the platform. There's always something to do. Meeting new people is always fun. Playing games with a good friend is always fun. Creating a cool environment is like a number one priority. But I mean, boom, massive tangent. Back to the point of why did we start Twitch? PlusArray, and Twitch on PlusArray, and it was because of that. Because of what we just explained, dear viewer. We've been on the platform for fucking years. We enjoy what we do, and Twitch is the next. It sort of feels like the frontier of this new world that like people don't really do. I mean, it's starting to change now. Obviously, I speak about Twitch like it's this new thing. I mean, obviously, millions of people on the platform, but there's so few people that are at the high echelon that it still is like a frontier, you know? I mean, yeah, Ninja happened. He's on Mixer now. Whatever. Summit's on Twitch. Boom. And most of them are esports players, given. But it was such an enticing idea that we just had to start. And all we had was a console that Sen got you, and my old fucking PlayStation console. Yep. And we were like, okay, we've done it before. We've done YouTube. Boom. Done that successfully. Boom. That's fine. Start from stage one again. Okay.
Yeah, that was the thing, wasn't it? It was like, well, we had the choice. We had the choice to go, okay, I'll go on to Tina Xanthi, you go on to Ko and Sen, and then we'll try again. And it was just, we both just came to the idea, just like, why? Like, the content that was there before, we're not going to be able to replicate. We're not going to be able to replicate that sort of content anymore because YouTube's gone past it, right? Just putting up, playing a game and having a person there is not enough anymore. The engagement isn't enough for the viewer. I don't feel anyway, you know? Like, look at content creators like the Spiffing Brit, who will exploit the game and just push it to the limit. It's different. So yes, people will watch that. But then when you get people who, you know, who are watching old time videos, you know, I don't know, who could you choose? Markiplier, for example, with him, you know, playing a game and having him in the bottom left corner and having his reaction. Brilliant. But he's also got a following which is all the way back then. To start it now, I think is very difficult. And going on to Twitch, you get that freedom, you get that ability to change scenes, you get the ability to do X, Y, Z, but you don't have that restraint of it's just linear and no community aspect, where now you do. And that's what really drew us to it, wasn't it? You know, being able to talk to people. The
engagement.
Right. Yeah.
And we got, having Ko and Sen, when it was made, like the idea of Twitch and having a Discord where you can talk to, you know, all of that was not even conceptualized. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was just a thing that was happening.
Exactly.
But now, obviously, things are different. And like you said, Twitch is just this awesome new platform. It looks really fun and really enticing. And so we started on the old consoles.
Yeah.
You know,
because we just wanted to see, didn't we? That was
exactly. We just wanted to see. And it was bad. I'm sure you can find clips from it now going back.
It wasn't bad.
I mean, it was only...
content was good.
The content was fine. It's just obviously the quality of it all wasn't really that great. But then I speak about it like it's years ago. Right. People, this is like 7 months ago. Months ago, we started from having nothing, and we all just, you know,
we literally had nothing.
We literally had nothing. I moved up to where those boys, we were all staying together, and we were just like, boom, we've got nothing. What are we going to do? We had a couple of consoles, and we had a couple of headsets. And as the saying goes, as I advise to all aspiring content creators, you can spend an eternity and a fuckload of money.
Right.
Excuse my French.
Yeah.
But you can spend so much money on buying the right equipment. Oh my God. What microphone am I going to use? Let me just Google what Ninja uses, and I'll buy his one. Okay, that's a £400 microphone. What camera does he use? Okay, it's DSLR. Oh, he's got a nice How much is that camera? Oh, that's $4,000. Okay, boom. Now I need the external. Okay, now I need a fucking PC to be able to run it all. Forget all that. Right. If you've got a console and you've got a headset, just start, because the only thing that's going to get you into the grind of doing it, everyone's got bad videos on YouTube. Breaking news. PewDiePie's got bad videos out there, okay? Right. Everyone starts from somewhere, and it's the starting that matters. And so, boom, that's what we did. Let's start Twitch, let's do it.
I thoroughly agree
And
with
it
you there.
happened.
Like, bring it back to the point, regarding, your first YouTube channel or whatever. I used to sit there in front of the camera and I was shaking and sweating. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, people are going to see this, whatever. And then you're just like, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then I decided not to do it. I just didn't do it. I wish I'd done it, right? I wish I'd edited it, uploaded it, whatever. But as soon as I started doing it on the PC and like recording stuff there with a partner on the other channel, I was nervous. I was nervous as fuck. But I was able to turn to somebody and go, hey, I'm fucking nervous about this. And she was just like, yeah, me too. But at the end of the day, like, we're starting off. You're not going to have 4 or 5 million people watch this video, likely, and criticize you. You're just going to have 3 or 4 people just see the video. And that's it. And you just gain more and more confidence by doing it. Like, and speaking very well. It takes time. It really takes time. Especially for me.
It does take time. I think me and you have had obviously a different relationship with getting comfortable on camera. For me, I think it was sort of like almost. Well, for one, it's no secret that when you're starting YouTube, it's a pretty good idea to do it with a friend, because the thing that kills a lot of content is staleness. Now, whoa, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you can be like PewDiePie. Be like, floor gang, and fucking cut that in, and keep everything entertaining every 10 seconds. That's no problem. You can be entertaining on your own.
All these other big YouTubers.
But if you transfer that to live viewing, I feel personally it just doesn't go over so well. Talking to somebody, having an engaging conversation, that's an important part of just creating an atmosphere.
Right.
And so doing it with a friend is an awesome idea. But for me, I found after obviously starting all those basic videos and doing them with Sen and just playing these shitty games and just having a conversation with him, not the audience, after a little while and views started going up, I just sort of like when I went to go do videos on my own, I've just felt like I saw enough content creators to imitate whatever it is you have to do or say or look at the camera and be confident. Fucking this is awesome. And I think it just came sort of a little bit more naturally to me, which is nice. But don't get me wrong, I'm fucking dog shit in every other area, but at least I can keep the camera entertained.
Well, exactly. That for me, like, I heavily rely on talking to people. I do that in real life anyway. If I'm by myself, I'm silent. I'm not talking. I'm not like, watching TV and going, that's really bad. I'm pointing at the TV, shouting with nobody else in the room. I'm just sitting there like. You could hear like the birds chirping outside. Do you know what I mean? In my house.
I think that's it. That's most people though, right? I have met so many people that are, like talk about wanting to be content creators and all this jazz, and literally the number one thing is like, well, how do I start? How do I start talking to a camera? Like, how do I start doing all that? And again, it's just starting. It's just doing it. It all comes through just doing it, right? I mean, you learn it that way, even now. But then again, it doesn't. It's not like it just goes away. Even now, I have Tucker going, I feel a bit nervous before I go on stream. You know what I mean? Like, and me too, right? It's normal, man. It's not. You're right to be nervous, but it's because you care. And,
right. I want to do a good stream. Like, that's
exactly.
It's the same.
And don't let it overwhelm you, right? Don't let that overwhelm you, because what you're really feeling, I feel, is like, I mean, there is obviously part anxiety, but a lot of it is excitement for what it could be, excitement for what, and the expectancy of it. I wanted to do it good. I want to do it justice, right?
Exactly. I've got like so many visions in my mind. I'm like, right, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I don't want to do it and then look back and go, yeah, but that wasn't very good, was it? Like, you had a better thought than that. It's like, no, I want to put this out. But the problem with that is that you just never end up doing it. So you've got to be like, right, okay, the first few things I do on this is going to be shit. But like, hey, hang on, in a few months' time, you have something polished and very well done. The same with the podcast now. This first one might not be the best one ever, but it might be the most iconic one ever. You never know, right? But
who knows?
It's only going to get better. And hopefully after the coronavirus and stuff like that, we'll be able to do it in live and in person, and make it a bit more, I don't know, high end, I guess.
Exactly. You only want the best content. Well, let's transfer over to a different topic.
Well, hang on. We haven't talked about the future of PlusArray. What we wanted to do.
Oh, the future of PlusArray.
That was the original thing. We'll talk.
That's a forever question. This is. The future
Because
of PlusArray.
what was
sort of,
why was it created? Why did we create this? In the sense of we had, well, I say we, you and Sen had a channel which was 200k subs. You could easily jump back on there and probably revitalize that, and add another channel. Why make this instead of something else on that endeavor?
It's a good question. I suppose it's because Koto and Sen was just a I mean, first of all, there's one thing that's good on Koto and Sen, and it's the Minecraft videos, right? I mean, the Minecraft videos are so good on it, and Sen, bless his heart, he's incredible at editing and getting these cool angles and making a cool story for the video. And
absolutely brilliant, right? Like he knew the map and knew almost like cinematography, like it was so natural to him. Like
just teaching himself as well. It's it was a pretty impressive thing. But I think where me and Sen differ in our areas is that he's good at, like you say, this cinematography, his editing capability is very good.
Brilliant, next level.
And for me, I find that the thing that I enjoy giving to YouTube videos, or enjoy giving to people, is the atmosphere, or the feeling, in just making people feel good. I want to have a good time. I want to make sure that everyone's having a good time. When I start streaming now, to cut it brash, really, I've had a lot of years doing content creation, and I know I can pick things up like Twitch and things like that fast. That's no problem with me.
Right.
And I just thought Twitch for me, I'd feel more comfortable being able to talk to people on Discord and do that. And don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against YouTube. I like doing YouTube. I mean, note to self, guys, we have a YouTube channel.
Right.
This is what it's on. Like it's not like I've got anything against it. It's just I feel like Twitch can portray the image that I'm personally trying to display better than just a platform like YouTube can. That's all.
Right. At the moment, yeah, definitely for Twitch, and but with PlusArray, we want to start off with gaming. It was something that we were like, right, how we got a vision of where we want to be in like 30 years time or whatever. But how do we get there? Well, first step is let's do gaming. We're good at gaming. We understand how to edit. We understand how to do these things. We can learn Twitch. That is something we can just jump into instead of having to go, because the fear for me anyway was going back onto YouTube and having this fatigue again, because the fatigue comes on YouTube, because you may get some bad comments, you may get a video that blows up that you didn't expect or whatever, and it's a platform which is very volatile, I find, and it can either be the best thing ever that happens to you, or it can be the most frustrating and almost like quicksand. It's almost like that, almost suffocating. And for me, it became like that towards the end, because it's like, right, we gotta get a video out, and then gotta edit this, and my partner or whatever would be like, I gotta go to work, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta go to work too, but we want to get this video out, and it's just like, hang on, why, and now it's like, no, this is why, and I don't question myself and go, is this the reason? What's the point of this? Is no, there's the point is that end goal, and that end goal for us is that we're going to expand into podcasts, we can expand into other things, and kind of like, Koto, hopefully you'll push your music more and things like that, and we're just trying to build something a lot bigger than what we've ever done before, right? And that's why we chose PlusArray rather than just two names of us.
Exactly, because it's something more than just that.
Exactly.
Well said.
It's going to start with us, isn't it? It has to. It has to start somewhere, and it's going to start with us. But we hope to get more people involved. We hope to, expand into different things that we're not, knowledgeable about, but we can get knowledgeable about, and we've got interests in.
Yeah, it's a wild thing, and you don't really know where to start. When you start on YouTube, it's like every person that has ever had the thought to themselves, I wonder if I could do what whoever does.
Yeah.
If you've ever had that thought, the answer is yes. Yes, you can.
Yes,
and
it always is.
And now, it always is. And then you ask yourself, okay, can I do better than X, Y, Z, whatever does?
Right.
And if in your heart that answer is yes, then why not go for it? I was a kid that had spent 90% of his life, the little of it that I had lived at that point, wanting to be a fucking YouTuber, wanting to be a content creator, wanting to do anything to do with being a content creator. And then we did it, and you know, playing games is one thing, but yeah, damn right, I look at other parts of the platform and I think that PlusArray could do great on the everywhere. I think there doesn't have to be a limit to the content creation, as long as, you know, the imagination and your mindset of this is what you want to do and pushing for that. There's no bounds to it, really. I mean, you can make YouTube's the best platform in the whole world for making whatever content you want whenever you want. You're never going to get as much freedom as you get on YouTube. And so, yeah, PlusArray, what is the future of PlusArray? There's both a huge question mark over it and a wonderful illustration of what I would... there's just so many things, you know? There's so many things. Vlogs, more gaming videos, any style of content creation can be tapped into, and it's just sort of, yeah, figuring out the life force of PlusArray. I mean, we haven't been going for very long, you know. PlusArray isn't exactly that huge thing right now, and so it's just like we need to experiment with just doing content and figuring out what it is that makes the PlusArray blood pump around, you know, what it is that makes PlusArray.
Sorry about that. Fucking internet
No,
issues,
it's
obviously.
It's absolutely fine. Hell, man, where the hell did we leave off?
Well, we were talking about PlusArray in the future, and you know, getting onto the platform and where the platform's going, and how, you know, us as content creators have gone. You know, we've decided, hey, we're gonna go on Twitch. We're gonna go. You know, we can go onto Twitch. We can go onto YouTube. Kind of be as versatile as we want to be. But time is also a thing which we need to discuss, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, in rounding up, really, the question, what is the future for PlusArray's future,
Right.
is both a massive question mark and, you know, it's a world of open loops. But we don't 100% know right now. What we do know is that we are passionate content creators and we want to make the best content literally for you all to enjoy. We're going to experiment. We're going to figure things out. We're going to be doing so many different things. And it's just about having the time and the patience to get through there. You know, we need a bit of time to get some content up. So it's just figuring it all out. That's all.
And yeah, and formatting it all as well. You know,
exactly.
Having the vision that we want come out correctly.
Exactly.
But we're going for it with the advice you gave before, with just doing it. We're just gonna do it and then go from there. And that's our plan at the moment. But yeah, so let's talk about something that's obviously happening and we're currently in as well.
Okay.
The coronavirus, lad. You know.
Dun dun dun.
Dun-dun-dun. You know, clickbait and all of that. You know, we got to get some of that sweet.
The C
revenue.
word.
Yeah. What do you think's been happening there?
What do I think's been happening? What do I think's been happening?
Well,
I know what's been happening.
Let's ask it in a better way. Like
go on.
With the start of it, for you, when did you realise that this is going to be something that is going to affect you quite massively? At what point was it like, okay, this is now something
real
that you need? No, not real, because it was, you know, it's always there, but like, it's now affecting you, you know, because for me, I read it in the paper, whatever, and then it become closer to home, right?
Sure.
At what point did you go, okay, hang on, this is more than just the paper now, you know, it's around.
Yeah, now it's here. I think what you're talking about, I think everyone has sort of we all know it's real, but it's the realization of how serious it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or how of that sort of thing. And we all have different points where that happens. And for me, do you know what? Not totally sunk in even now. It's surreal. That's
It
the
is,
only word. It's
yeah.
the only word I could even ever tell you. Totally
Right.
surreal. You know, people are dying. You know, the world
Right.
is in peril. It's a sad time indeed. But I'd say the moment. I mean, Vom. Let's rewind. 4 months ago,
Right, March.
my birth month.
Yep.
Now, let me tell you guys, because me and Tucker have I mean, this is basically the story of sort of how it sort of came into realization for me, anyway. And it was coming up to my birthday.
Yeah.
It was around March, maybe March 1st, something like that. My birthday is.
It was that way, wasn't it? It was definitely like the 3rd or
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, around that sort of mark. And it was coming to my birthday. My birthday is March the 7th, and my partner had surprised me. Boom, we're going to Amsterdam. Yay! She had bought the tickets. You know, she had bought the
Sweet.
tickets
Lovely.
a month ago, 2 months ago. You know, when coronavirus was not a thing, COVID-19 was not a thing.
Right.
And then we had them booked, and it was like, okay, we're going. So then the news starts obviously leaking out at that sort of point, and flights are being cancelled, suspicions are being raised, you know, crazy theories and conspiracy theories are being formed.
Right.
And here I was with a ticket ready to go to Amsterdam. And I was like, okay, well, it's happening. Let's do it. So we ended up going, and we didn't have a way back. So I phoned my main man, you know, who sat with me today.
Hello.
I said to him, hello, man, I'm going to Amsterdam. Do you mind picking us up?
From the airport, wasn't it?
From the airport. And he says, yeah, of course, no problem, man. So
Obviously. Anything for anybody.
I get to the airport, and the first thing I notice
Yeah.
is that the fucking airport list, I mean, again, excuse my French, oof, the airport list is just full of cancellations. Like,
Right.
those huge screens that they've got, like 5 massive panels, LED panels with like 80 flights on each of them that all fucking change. 90% of them were cancelled, and we were like, oh, this isn't good.
No.
And so, you know, we're looking at our plane, we're like, oh god, if it hasn't been cancelled. It hadn't been cancelled. We were one of the lucky ones that hadn't been cancelled. Woo!
Oof. Definitely.
We've managed to get out. So me and Ari are in just a different, we're not even different world, not thinking about fucking coronavirus, any problems whatsoever. We're on holiday. We're going round, we're seeing the nice sights, you know,
Right.
visit some nice historical things.
All the things you do in Amsterdam, yeah.
All the things you do in Amsterdam. And then, you know, whilst this is going on, we're getting ready to come back. We come back, fly back, Tucker picks us up, drives us home. 2 days after that, lockdown was like, boom, no one's going anywhere now. We were like,
yeah. It was weird, wasn't it?
we were days off being stuck fucking somewhere, I'm telling you. Like, and we were lucky the flight back wasn't cancelled. But I think then it was my realization, like, oh my Jesus, like, this is happening right now, and I've got to pull my shit together a little bit.
Yeah, it was a bit different for me because, like, it was my work that I'd say it was more that I was noticing it in, you know?
Right.
You'd get, like, all these things come out with, oh, coronavirus this, coronavirus that, coronavirus this, and you're like, yeah, whatever, you know, whatever. And then they were like, oh, coronavirus is, like, highly caught in gyms. And then, because my line of work, I work in the leisure industry, for those who don't know. I work as a lifeguard, swim teacher, gym manager, all that jazz. And, yeah, like, people, they just said, right, all gyms, well, it's highly likely you can catch something from a gym because of all the hand touching and, you know, germs, whatever. And the centre went quiet. It was eerily quiet.
Jesus.
Like, I didn't like opening up in the morning anymore because you wouldn't have the familiar faces at the door, because people usually wait at the door and be like, I want to get into the gym, or hi Tucker, how's it going, and have a little chat with you. Wouldn't have that anymore. They would be standing back. You'd have people coming with gloves, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Right, things are changing quickly.
And then, but another part of it was a swim pool. You know, people were scared to get in the pool. because they
Really?
heard that they literally heard that the swimming pool is it's highly contagious there. That came out, and people would say no, that wasn't the facts. I heard it from people's mouths. Like, people were saying they were not coming to the pool because they thought they would catch it in the pool. Now, what I think it was a guided misinformation where they weren't referring to the pool themselves. Is that the changing rooms would where you could catch it, right? You're not going to catch something in the pool. It's very unlikely you're going to catch anything in a swimming pool. Chlorine kills like almost everything, even like things like something. It's usually caused from something like a really bad like tummy bug. That doesn't kill it straight away, and you got to get out and do a backwash and stuff.
Yeah.
Forgive me for not remembering the name, but yeah, like this, and then for me, the pinnacle of it with the lack of knowledge was shown when, and transparency was shown when I was in work waiting to hear on the news that we were going to close, right? And at that point, when Boris Johnson was like, "Yo, man, you're all closed, right?
Yo, dog.
Stop.
It's over."
I still had to wait to hear from my managers that we were closing, so I had to stay in an extra hour, an hour and a half into work, which is fine. It's no problem. If it was my last night there, which it was, well, why on earth does it matter? An extra hour or two is not going to matter when you've got like 4 or 5 months off. Yeah, like that for me was the point where it was like, okay, this is something now which is clearly going to be life altering and down in history.
It's it was a pretty crazy old time. It is crazy old time. Still is a pretty crazy old time, but I feel the world will heal. We will forget.
That's the problem, though, isn't it? That's the scary.
I mean, yeah, right.
People
I mean,
forget.
I think that it'll just become that thing that happened, and
Right.
it's gonna happen again at some point in history. It's gonna happen again.
It makes sense, right? Like, what is it? This will go on in a bit to something else that I would like to talk about, but like, they say like in ice caps and stuff, like they believe that if that melts, there could be bacteria in there which we've never experienced because it's from like thousands of years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. To think that these things are all going to be nice things that's going to help us. No. No.
No, yeah.
Some of these things are going to be wanting to hurt us and parasitic.
Like prehistoric viruses and things like that. Yeah, that's it's a difficult one, isn't it? You can't. I mean, obviously, the world is full of viruses. Jesus, I think everyone knows that. Nobody knows. It does. It literally is just one person gets it and then it spreads and boom, it's over. But you can't predict it really. No one can really find the original source. It's just one of those things. But to be fair, how we've dealt with it was how the country has dealt with it and how the world has dealt with it. Obviously, everyone can always do better.
It was too slow. And I'll be critical here, and I would say it on record as well. It was too slow for something that if it was any more serious than what it is, it would be a much bleak situation right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I could agree.
It really showed, especially with like the World Health Organization. And usually I'm pretty, pro all these things, but it just highlights that the whole process of what we have are so slow. Why are we doing it like that? Like, especially somewhere which is supposed to be protecting people. All they did was just like, oh yeah, this is happening. And that's what it felt like, right? That's what it felt like. It was like, oh, this is happening. We condemn this. It's like, well, who gives a shit about you condemn? You condemn it now if everyone's fucking dead. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
Who cares about that? Like, do something. Figure it out. That's your job. Like, that was their job, and they're failing time and time again. I just don't quite get how a lot of these organizations are continuing.
Well, I mean, politics, man. It's not. If only it would be as simple as the dude in power goes, "Oh my god, these things need to happen. Now I'm doing them."
Right.
It's money, it's politics, it's knowing people, it's these things and these things and these things, all of the fucking things the public don't even fucking know about. We're all just sitting here like, okay, let's pretend that we fucking know what the fuck is going on. Right. And yeah, you're right, it's a shit show. It's a bit of a shit show, but you know,
it's god awful. If anything that's happening right now highlights anything, it's that we should definitely be trying to find a more efficient way and better things for us as humans to be able to communicate together, and find things out. Like, God, it's just going through all these obstacles, and you have these big organizations saying one thing, and then other little organizations going, hang on, you're saying one thing, but then you're not doing other things. It's like, like you said, it's a shit show. It's the best way to describe it. It is a bit of a shit show, but it's not. This thing hasn't really happened before. I mean, Raw, I suppose we can all say, and it also, like you said, like, with regards to, sorry to interrupt you, but like, with regards to the fact that it hasn't happened before, people have died, right? This is something that is deadly. Clearly, even if 3 people died, it's something that has caused harm. Okay, I don't like it being compared to other things. You don't compare like helicopter accidents to car accidents. You know what I mean? Like, you don't do that. You just go, hey, this one instance is bad, right? And for coronavirus, it's bad. Thousands. Well, what is it? To this date, I think it's over 400,000 deaths or something like that, and over 5 million infected. Like,
yeah, something like
that. Those numbers are insane. In this short period of time, especially with the lockdown, insane. And the fact that this has almost broken us, something more extreme, which is more likely going to come along at some point, it needs to be fixed. Like, we need to go, okay, right, this was the first run, we didn't do well. We now need to be talking about how, if this ever happens again, what needs to happen with every country. In every country, the UN should be talking about this now. This should be, World Health Organization should be talking about that now. They should be going, right, okay, yes, this is still active, but fuck, if something else comes along now, we're screwed.
We're done.
We need to fix it, like, now.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, let's hope lessons are learned through all of it. It's I mean, most likely not, but
no.
Let's hope that it does. And exactly. It's a difficult time for all, but something I can say is that never have I seen so much positivity throughout the world than I have seen since coronavirus did. And there's a lot of things to be grateful for, and a lot of things not to take for granted. A lot of things to enjoy, and when you're outside and just chilling with your family, don't take that shit for granted. It's a crazy old world, and we're all just bacteria waiting to die on a planet, basically. The world doesn't care about us.
No. Great way to put it, Koto. Honestly, you're just so right with regards to. It's very easy to look at the cynical side and hang on. Let's look at the lovely things in life, like, what was it? They said that, was it like less CO2 was being put into the atmosphere than ever before?
Right.
Well, prior to cars being made or whatever,
Sure.
Those sort of things, you look at it and go, yeah, actually, that's the silver lining almost, right? But at what cost?
At what cost? It's a difficult one. It's a lot of ups, a lot of downs.
Line, right?
But maybe through all this, our underlying message can be, learn your lessons, people. Learn what the hell is going on, because it's
and make every day a happy day if you can.
Right. And hopefully, now that we've seen so many things like less CO2 being putting into the air, and seeing how much good we can actually do for the planet together, do you know what I mean? Maybe it'll make you open your eyes and realize, oh my God, we can actually do it. It's not all just a fucking empty message. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's the whole fucking we should all recycle campaign. Nobody fucking listens to that shit. It takes something crazy to make something crazy happen, So let's see if at the end of all this, some good comes out of it.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually, like recycling and stuff. Like, yeah, like back in when I was a kid, fucking recycling boxes, what? Like,
right?
In my house, it was just like, no, fuck no, shove in the fucking bin. That's what Mum would be like. Mum, what am I going to do is shove in the bin. what are you asking me for? It goes in the bin.
Yeah.
And then,
Right.
you know, and then they'd bring out these boxes, and I'd be like, Mum, which one does this go into? And she's like, James,
This
don't
one's in
fucking
the
ask me,
red
mate. I don't have a
one."
fucking clue. Let me get the fucking sheet up and have a look. And even then, it
Fucking
still gets
hell, yeah.
friggin' denied like 10 times. Like,
Got
but
the
now,
whole fucking rainbow on there.
right? And like now, it's like, okay, hang on, it's a lot better, and a lot more products are, you know, recyclable, and
Yeah.
it's going a nicer direction, I think.
Exactly. We are
Right.
one small step away from changing the world forever.
Yeah.
Ever. Maybe we can split onto another what was your last topic?
My personal, what I was going to bring in was obviously nature. Just talk about nature.
Nature.
I fucking
David
love it.
Attenborough.
All that
All
shit,
of the
man.
things.
I said it
Yeah.
on Twitch the other day. You know, I fucking love that stuff, man.
Loving it.
Absolutely
Why?
loving
What's with the interest in it all?
Oh.
I mean, I say all of a sudden. I mean, I know you're a Blue Planet sort of guy.
Right. I used to sit there in uni and just watch all of these nature documentaries. I love it. I especially like the Bird of Paradise. You know, like singing and like dancing and having this fucking doing this shit. You know, fucking come on, now,
Fucking
boy.
crazy.
You know, we're gonna dance. We're gonna dance. Yeah. We're gonna. I love you, baby. And then just
Have
flies
you
off. And
seen
she's like,
the?
"Why are
Have you
gone?"
seen the YouTube video with that fucking bird that's dancing? It's like, I can't remember what it's like. It's like, hey, Sandra, come over here.
No, it's at the. It might be the Bird of Paradise doing it, honestly, because it's like so. It's not just one bird. Obviously, it's like a whole range of birds of paradises, and like
Yeah,
they're mental. They're brilliant, and
There's some fucking crazy creatures in the world.
that's what fascinates me. Seeing those images, which you know, I would never have got to see. Like I wouldn't have. I simply am never gonna see that. Like in being where we live, it's just beautiful that.
Crazy.
And amazing that we get to experience that, and that's what I love about it. Like you know,
It's like alien life on the planet, right?
right, exactly, and being able to sit back in a safe environment as well, and appreciate it with the new wave as well. With what's his face, Coyote? Is it Coyote Pearson?
Oh yeah, that
What
dude
is
that
it?
gets bit by things. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a whole new wave for for nature documentaries. Like if they can really harness this and hone in on what he's done and how he got millions and millions of views, if they can figure that out, like the BBC or whatever, and put it on there to next level. Like no offense to Coyote, but like you know his stuff is really good. And I highly recommend anybody watching his stuff. But I'm just saying, like you know, big money pushed in things which could help the environment as well. You know, in
Right.
such a large way, needs to be happening, man. 'Cause it's so beautiful, and like I was saying to you on stream the other night, you know, how watching that bird. Listen to that bird who was able to replicate a chainsaw and cut down a tree. What?
Madness.
What?
How?
No, I think
How
that's
is it
bird of
possible?
paradise as well. Like these birds are fucking amazing. Like birds are cool. Birds
It's the birds.
are. They're
We're
fucking
here to
vicious.
talk about birds, people.
Birds.
Welcome to the Bird Podcast. We'll be talking about all kinds of birds.
But like
Ugh.
in general, like all of them, any animal. Like so many people focus on like the like apex predators and being like you know like great whites and like
It's the
you
only
know,
fucking ones that fucking matter. The ones that keep you. Look, for me,
yeah.
nature is cut and dry. If it
Right.
can kill me, I'm staying away from it and staying away from where it habitats.
Right.
Okay. And if it can't kill me, then I'm all right with it. But if it looks a bit ugly as well, then I'll also stay away from it. So
Right.
my thing was my experience in nature. There's a conversation we have all the time on Twitch,
Yeah.
on shout out Discord.
Boom.
A great
Discord.
combo.
Yeah.
There was a time, right? Again, as you say, we live in Wales, people.
Wales,
Okay,
yeah.
we don't fucking see anything. We see sheep,
Sheep.
and we see cows and
Unless, like,
horses.
Well, didn't a lynx get like escaped
From the zoo?
Yeah, it escaped from the zoo. And people were like, "Yeah, we seen over here, we seen over there." And it just turns out it was just right next to the zoo or something. Like people didn't see this shit. It's just yeah.
It's and we see
There's
nothing.
fuck all here, right?
And I always think to myself, yeah, I think to myself, you know, I have seen, I watch a channel on YouTube called Wonders, right? Crazy things happen to these people. It's Survival Story Central. I went through 70 days on a life raft without food or water, or
I saw that
you
on
know,
YouTube, and I was like, I'm gonna watch
I was
that,
lost
but-
in the jungle for 7 days or something like that. And you know, I see bear attacks, and if you had asked me, could you fight a bear one-on-one? Maybe. No, it wasn't a bear. It was a tiger.
Right.
If you were to ask me if I could fight a tiger one-on-one about 2-3 years ago, I would have told you, yeah, probably.
Maybe, yeah. Give me a good chance, like,
I just thought, because in my head, a tiger was like maybe the size of, sort of like a bit bigger than a wolf.
Right.
Like not massive, but a bit bigger than a wolf. And I thought, yeah, I'll take one of those. That's no problem. And then you see these fucking things in the nature documentaries, and you're like,
what the fuck?
When a tiger traverses the jungle, it goes straight for the throat, and then shows some crazy fucking scene of it going apeshit. And I'm like, damn, man, I ain't not gonna be able to take a fucking tiger.
No, like, was it tigers and lions? They kill alligators.
They are fucking huge, people. Hippos as well.
But
I mean,
they're
so
ones.
Scary. There's one I wouldn't have said would have been crazy. But there's a fucking crazy one for you. Hippos, people. Hungry hippo. The game. That motherfucker kill you.
Exactly. Do you know how they swim though?
How do they swim? They're really big, man.
They don't tend to swim actually. They
float.
They walk on the bottom of the floor of the bed of the river or whatever they're in.
Really?
Yeah, like they call it on I can't remember. I think it was in like definitely a BBC documentary with David Attenborough, but like I remember watching it because it was really interesting because they put like a replica of a hippo in there,
right?
Like a fake little thing, but it was a camera, so they could go in there and record what they do under the water, for the first ever time.
Sure.
And like they've got like spas, like like literally like they'd have a little fish come and like eat off all this stuff and help their like wounds and things like that. Crazy.
Do you know what we should talk about?
Yeah, man.
People keeping exotic animals as pets. Breaking news. Joe Exotic was a thing on fucking Netflix.
Right.
What is it with people that keep exotic animals? I saw a woman the other day that had a hippo, full-grown hippo, in her living room, and she was throwing it food. And I was like, if that thing decides it don't want your food no more, and it wants you, you're done. You're done. There's people that are like, there's fucking crazy Russian people that have got like 7-foot bears, and he's like, yeah, this is my bear Hercules, he's a crazy old boy, wrestling with him on the floor. And I'm like, dude, if that thing wants you, it's gonna kill you. I don't understand the need or the desire for these sorts of fucking pets. Why would you want something that could eat you, man? Answer me that.
I'm back.
Hello.
We were talking about what was it? Exotic animals, wasn't it? In the homes, and you were saying that one lady had a hippo.
Yes, there was a woman who was just fucking living with a hippo. She was feeding her shit in the fucking like it was some sort of fucking dog walking through the goddamn household. And I just think to myself, there was a man in I swear it must be Russia or some shit like that. The dude's got a full blown grizzly bear hugging it like it's a fucking, like it's a dog or something, and he's like wrestling with it. He's like, this is my buddy Hercules. He's only like a fucking 1,200-pound grizzly bear. That's fine. And I'm just thinking to myself, people, this thing, if it decided it wants you, it'll get you. Do you know what I mean? It's over.
They do. Their bites just how are you gonna pull that off? How are you gonna pull that thing off? Someone?
I have no. I don't get why people, the fascination in them. I mean, some of them, smaller little animals, but even things like chimpanzees and shit are crazy. Right? They'll freaking snap off a finger, bite off a finger or two.
Right. Fuck me.
Game over.
Lethal. Like, talking about animals and stuff and like research. Do you see that woman who like made a house like acceptable for a dolphin to live in? She tried to learn like the psychology of dolphins and stuff, and like they didn't really quite get it. And then it turns out like she had to like it got to, like sexual maturity and like wanted to fuck her and stuff.
What the hell?
Yeah, man, you gotta check it out. Like some of the weirdest shit ever. That's like animal psychology there for you. But like now dolphins are really, really intelligent. So intelligent. Like they're able to choose the food they want. So they got a screen where they're able to use sonar for them to pick up this image, and they choose that one, and they can have octopus or other forms of fish.
Yeah.
and they're hoping to find a way to make it so they can choose toys and express emotion with these things. Isn't that crazy?
That's pretty freaking crazy. I mean, I don't know how smart animals are.
amazing.
Animals are pretty amazing, but they're not like sentient amazing.
Definitely are.
And where's this old dolphin civilization then?
Well, in the water now, like they hunt better than most animals. Is what you call intelligent, right? What do you define as intelligence?
Sentience.
Being able to, but they are sentient. They're aware of each other. They're aware of their own reflection. They're able to communicate with each other in different languages. They're able to coordinate kills and hunt so efficiently that it's minimal effort for them. Is that not? That's not. If that's not sentient or intelligent, what is?
I don't know. I think there's a clear. I mean, they're smart, but they're smart for animals. I mean, and that's what they are. They're not like they're not. Wow, they're intelligent. You know what I mean? Because they as far as actual primal instincts go, yeah, they're intelligent creatures.
Right, but like, I think it's unfair to compare them to us in that regard. Compare them to the rest of the animal kingdom, they're second or third on the list. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're pretty smart.
They're that intelligent. Definitely.
What's number one then?
It's hard to argue.
Like an ape?
It depends on. Or an elephant. Elephants are extremely intelligent. They've found the way that they understand how to coordinate efforts together to get things done, and that if they don't do a thing a certain way, that they won't get food. So they have to wait for another elephant to grab like a rope and pull. There's videos of that. It's that they are so intelligent. But I think the barrier is for us is the fact that we can't communicate with them, right? And understand what they're thinking or express that emotion. But with regards to the dolphins and things like that, if they're like, I'm having a bad day, and then you can kind of go, okay, they're saying they're having a bad day. What are they doing on these days? And then you can kind of get, oh, okay, they're doing this, and they keep doing this same sort of pattern on that day. It could be phenomenal. You could literally be able to talk to dolphins.
Maybe one day we will talk to them.
Like that would be crazy. Like,
we have a civilization underneath the water about to fucking nuke your ass. Wait, what? Hang on a minute.
Move out the way. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Right, bro, we're gonna have to wrap this up. I can barely hear you. You're going.
I'm so sorry, bro.
It's fine,
so sorry.
It's fine.
I can see the voice connected. It's like dropping all the time.
It's fine. It's fine. Say goodbye to the people. Sign us out in a professional manner.
Yeah, man. Like, guys, this is the first one of many, and unfortunately, it's got some problems with it. But this is what we mean. Start off and then keep continuing to get better every time. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. And if you want to hear us talk about anything or any people you want to have on, we're open to everything at the moment. So it's still being molded, it's still being looked at. So yeah, any thoughts, any comments, let us know. And thanks for spending the time and chatting to us and listening to us. Sorry, it means a lot.
It means a lot.
It really does. Anything you'd like to say? Go to?
Thanks everybody. I'll just reiterate. It depending how good this is will depend how good Tucker's done an editing job. So no pressure. Just a whole channel on your shoulders right now. Okay.
It's okay, yeah. So this won't be on the PlusArray players. This will be on PlusArray.
PlusArray, the original channel,
which people won't kind of get. But like, if you wait until the end of the video, like you have, it will be because we won't be putting non-gaming things on PlusArray plays. Anything that's non-gaming goes on PlusArray. So there you go.
All right.
That's a little bit of knowledge for you.
Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time.
As always, Nostar.
Bye.
Cheerio. Bye bye.